You could keep trying to foam roll those tight tissues away just for that feeling to come back a couple days later. Or we can start to become curious of what's creating the perception of tightness and how gratitude can be part of the solution to both tight tissues and overall recovery. 2 points to start us off. First, tightness is a perception. We have worked with world touring performing artists and gymnasts who can touch their knee to their forehead, and yet they still say their hamstring feels tight. And on the other side of the flexibility spectrum, people who can't reach their toes state that they feel no tightness at all. Meaning, the perception of tightness is not always synonymous with flexibility. Point number 2, the tightness perception stems from neural activity. Muscle tissues do not just decide to be tight. They are following the commands from the nervous system. If the nervous system says to contract, they contract. If it says to relax, they relax. But what are some reasons the nervous system sends commands to contract? 1, intentional movement, as in physical training. 2nd, fear. Something jumps out and surprises you, the nervous system sends a message for contraction to mobilize you and get you away from the perceived danger right away. And 3rd, to protect. If the nervous system doesn't feel safe or trust the environment or a particular body part, it will protect. How does it protect? It sends signals to tighten the tissue around the whole body or that particular area that it does not trust. Why does it protect? One of the biggest reasons we protect is because of the mindset of not having enough. The attitude of gratitude shifts us toward an abundance mindset. In an abundance mindset, all of our needs are met and we no longer live in the fear of not having enough. In the process, our nervous system senses safety and it lets off the signaling of protection and contracting and tightening tissues to relaxation, allowing the tightness to be alleviated. For us to shift to an abundance mindset via gratitude practice, we need awareness of what is important and a healthy detachment from material things. When we simply pause and recognize how much we have to be grateful for, it's positively overwhelming. You are consuming this material via a digital platform and have the resources to do so. Someone else in the world would give anything for just a phone or a computer. Some of our clients with progressive neuromuscular conditions would do anything to be able to voluntarily move a limb or talk. And even though they are not able to, they still live with an abundance mindset and an attitude of gratitude. When we pause and quickly reflect, we learn we have a lot to be grateful for. And a lot of our perceived problems that we have are often what we wished or prayed for during a different time of our life. I'll admit it. I have not always had this mindset and an attitude of gratitude, but this little journal, it paid big dividends in allowing me to change from a complainer to the queen of gratitude. You may be starting off from scratch like I did in the gratitude world, but similar to how we approach physical training with progressive overload and graded exposure, we are going to do the same protocol for progressive overload of gratitude. First, we're going to look at small, random acts of kindness. This can be simply holding a door for a stranger in public or sending a note of encouragement to someone you love. It doesn't have to be something grandiose, but instead a simple, selfless act of kindness. Next, we're going to start saying internally what we're grateful for. That helps us to acknowledge the things around us and recognize the abundance that we have been given. Then, we're going to write out what we're grateful for. My little journal of gratitude had a deep impact on me, keeping me grateful during one of the most challenging seasons of my life. Writing it out means that you're saying it in your head and that you're reading the words as well. And lastly, you're going to state out loud what you're grateful for. This may seem like the hardest, but with the progressive overload we've done up to this point, you'll be here with an attitude of gratitude before you know it. Now, there is a catch. As you're working through these 4 practices of gratitude, the goal is that your gratitude will begin to progress towards yourself. Sometimes it's easy to be grateful for all the things around us, but being grateful towards ourselves seems too hard. But I have great news for you. You were created to do hard things, and you were created to be grateful.